Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, I want to break some news to you about the charity idea that I had, and this might be a longer video. This is probably gonna be like a vlog style video. I'm sure I'm gonna be shooting in all different directions on this one, but I made a decision. It was a really, really tough decision, um, but I'm not gonna do the collaboration, charity thing this year. And I'll explain in detail as to why. But basically, what it comes down to is a few spoiled, apples that ruin the bunch. This being the internet and everything, whenever there's something good, there's something bad, right? It's yin and yang, evil and good, right? Black and white. There has to be a balance in the universe, and I can't. I keep having these ideas that what I want to do for charity and stuff, and I can't help but think about how it can be ruined. Doesn't that suck? Doesn't that? I mean, that it's actually upsetting to me. It's really, really unfortunate. Now, like, what's this guy talking about? I'll tell you. Give me a minute. Hang in there. Let me explain it to you a little bit. Uh, you know, Reading the comments and stuff. Thank you very much. A lot of people, recommended a lot of comments. Actually, the organization that was most popular, or at least the most votes for, was Doctors Without Borders, which is an excellent organization. I do plan on still personally donating to them this year. Um, but a lot of people are saying, like, do stuff locally, don't give to these corporate people. They keep the money. No one ever gets any kind of help. And people are going on benders about like Salvation Army and stuff like that. I understand. I get your perspective. Also, the other side of the coin here is that a lot of what I suggested was for the United States, and there's obviously viewers all around the world. So there's no invested interest in certain people helping a different country that they're never going to be in, never going to see, doesn't affect them. So I mean, there's that factor too. It's hard to decide. That's why Doctors Without Borders was the most popular, because obviously this is a world collaboration. And if you have 9 out of 10 things that have to do with the United States, and that 10th one is basically everyone else, that's the one that's going to be popular amongst everyone else watching. But anyway, that's not even really the reason why I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I've been accused in past, and I've done this numerous times with different types of charity things. And every single time I do it, there's always trolls. And people are gonna say, "Don't feed the trolls," and I get that too. But people always accuse me, like, "Oh, how do we even know that you're sending the money? This is just some kind of scam or something." It is so upsetting to even have that, even though it's ridiculous and it's a stupid accusation. Just the idea of someone thinking that bothers me. It really does bother me. I take it personally, and I've tried to do nice things before on the internet, and I know it's the internet, and shit happens. But unfortunately, there are some douchebags out there, and I don't know why lately I have more trolls than ever, and I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. But it's not up to me to get. I never will, and it'll never go away. But I really just I have this weird gut feeling that this will come back to bite me in the ass if I do this. I'm just trying to be nice. That's all it is. Uh, there's no alternative motive to this. I don't gain anything from this. I'm not this self-righteous douchebag, and oh, I'm awesome because I donate. Um, you know, I, it just bothers me to have to worry about the negative effects from doing something good. You know what I mean? The internet is the most amazing place on this planet, and it's also hell. It is pure, putrid hell. It just depends on what you're doing and who you're talking to. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of nixing this idea because I'm really concerned about it just blowing up into something that people get angry about. I'll tell you what my idea was really. A lot of people said do something locally, and I've donated a lot of my time and money before to local causes. I donated to Pike County Humane Society. I love animals. I'm a huge animal lover. Obviously, I have Gus, my English bulldog. I love pets. I love cats, birds, whatever you got. I love them. If I go over to your house and you got a pet, you better believe I'm over there cuddling with them. because that's the kind of guy I am. And so I've donated a lot of money and a lot of my time. I spent hours and hours unloading trucks full of bags of food, and I cleaned up after all the cats and dogs, throwing all the piss newspaper and stuff like that. And I felt good about myself after I did it, And the reason I did it was to be good, but in the end, I really did feel better about myself. Um, it's not always about money either. You don't have to donate a bunch of money to do good. Your time in most cases, believe it or not, is actually even more helpful than donating money, because unfortunately, when you donate money, you're relying on whoever's accepting that money to do the right thing. When you just do the right thing yourself, you cut out the middleman. But anyway, so that was one consideration, is like, are people going to really get upset because I'm going to be donating to a corporation? Even though Doctors Without Borders, they have a great history and everything, at least from what I've read, I just started getting worried and concerned. Like, people are going to be pissed off that I'm donating to this specific company or organization or whatever. Then I had the idea. I'm like, how awesome would it be if I can collect some money from you guys, whoever had the money to give, because I didn't expect this to be a big collaboration anyway. There's a lot of really nice people out there, but I don't know anyone in my personal life right now that has any extra money laying around. Do you know anyone who has, like, a couple grand just sitting there? Don't know what I'm gonna do with this. You know what? Maybe I'll donate. How about that? No, I don't know anyone like that. I know people who would love to do that, but no one has any money in my life, at least any extra. They're barely scraping along paying bills, let alone have money to give away, even to a good cause. But I thought about doing something locally. I mean, how cool would it be to be able to raise a couple $100 and go hand it to a homeless person? Here you go. That's it. No strings, nothing. There you go. And I started thinking about all these different things that people would say about that. Oh, how do you know they're not going to go get high? How do you know they're not going to go buy a bunch of booze with that? There's different philosophies here. I know people who donate to homeless people all the time who don't care what they're doing with the money. They give him, $10, and they say, hey, if he goes and buys a bunch of beer with it and gets drunk, then so be it. That's that guy's life. If that makes him happy, so be it. And obviously, there's going to be people who disagree with that. So then I started thinking, like, oh man, am I going to catch flack for giving money to a homeless person because they might get drunk or they might get high? How unfortunate is that? That I'm really debating in my mind, is it a good idea to give a homeless person some money? Someone who could probably use some money, obviously. So now I'm kind of arguing with myself, like, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? I mean, I love the idea. I want to do it. But, if I collect your guys' money to do something like that, then, I need a collective opinion. And here's where the problem lies. If you are in a group of people, it's very hard to all agree on something. And the larger the group, the harder it is to get a common decision. So now I'm thinking, well, I can't do that. I can't take you guys' money and do something I want to do, because that's not fair either. You have to collectively agree on that. And there's no way everyone's going to agree on something specific, like giving it to a homeless person or giving it to an old lady who needs it at the store who's struggling, or give it to some woman with 15 kids running around. There'll only be criticism, and it's really, really unfortunate, because there's people out there who really need it. But if I do something like that, it'll only be criticized. People will only have bad things to say. Hey, why'd you give that woman with the 5 kids around? She's getting, 10 welfare checks, and she's running the system, and she's an alcoholic, a drug addict, prostitute, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to catch flack for that. And honestly, I don't want to deal with it, because it would just upset me. To do something good for someone and then to have other people say that was crappy of me to do that, forget that mess. I'm not going to get involved with that. So at the end of the day, instead of me doing this, I decided just to make this video. I decided to talk to you candidly, as I always do, and just talk. Just give you my opinions on things, give you suggestions of what you can do to help. Because I think that's the best possible scenario, is just to let you guys know what you can do personally, where you live, with people who affect you, people in your life, and how to help them. I would love nothing more than to collect a bunch of money, film giving it to someone. That's the other thing I thought about too, is like, if I was homeless and someone came out and like, hey, I got $500 for you, can I film that you're homeless? And, is that going to make them feel bad? Do they want to be on the internet as being the homeless person who got money? I don't know. So I'm starting to think about all these potential problems with my idea. Then I thought about doing something on low income housing, maybe going there, surprising someone, some woman's, I don't know, out playing with their kid or something, and just walk out, hey, here's a bunch of money. Get your kids some toys for Christmas. I have a huge, huge heart, guys. You know that. Anyone who's followed me for a long time, you know how heartfelt I really am. And I just want to help other people. And sometimes that blinds me to the reality of things in the situation. If I go to a low income housing and give a woman with a bunch of kids money, I would feel great. And then I'd post a video on it and I would get shit on. And that's the honest truth. People, oh my God, why'd you do that? Because of this, and this. And I just decided not to do it. But I had a bunch of ideas. I had a bunch of really good ideas in my mind anyway. Maybe they weren't good ideas. So I started thinking about it more and more. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to play with people's money. It's your money. You donate to the charity of your choice as you normally would anyway. I'm just encouraging to do it this year. Maybe it's like something you always thought of, like, oh, I always hoped, like, let's say, I don't know, my Uncle Ted died of cancer, and you know what? I always wanted to kind of donate to cancer, but never did. Make this year the year that you do. $5, $10, $20, $1, whatever you got, donate it. You donate your time. Go to a local, convalescent home. Help some old people. Help an old person walk across the street. You know what I've done before in the past. This may sound stupid or silly, but I've actually twice I've done this with a friend. We walked around a food store and just watched people. You see the woman who's she's got the two kids, young kids, and she's got a cart full of like some essential food. I'm not talking about a cart full of like candy and shit. I'm talking about she's got like cereal and she's got a thing of milk, right? She's got some chicken or whatever, like normal food. And she's like this on the shelf, like, I don't know. I don't know if I can afford, this. I don't know if I can afford this extra food for my family. You can kind of get a feel. If you look around you, you'd be amazed what you see. A lot of people walk through life with blinders. You're at the store, boom, boom, boom. I just need this. I need that. You're not paying attention to other people. Part of one of my million hobbies is people watching. I watch people, not in a weird way, not in a, like binoculars. Whoop whoop. Here comes the cops kind of a way. I mean, like, I observe people around me. I observe life. And you get a feel for like who's got money, who's not have money. The woman at the store with the torn shirt. I'm sure it's not her favorite shirt, and just she doesn't care if there's a hole in it. She probably doesn't have any other friggin' shirts. You can assess what you think is a logical, assertion of a situation. So you can see what I'm saying is you can kind of pick out who's poor and who's not poor, or who's not having a great day and who's having a good day. And anyway, I would go there and in two different occasions and just dropped a $20 bill on top of their purse. Both occasions they were women. One was an old woman, and the other occasion was a younger woman, like really young, like maybe late teenager, and she had two kids. Both the kids begging for candy. Mom, we don't have money for that. We don't have money for that. Wasn't looking, and literally just I had a folded 20, just like that. Just threw it in her purse. Wasn't like don't get caught reaching your hand in someone's purse, but I literally just threw it right in there, walked away. Now when she turned around, just I didn't see any kind of reaction to this, but I knew that these people would be surprised that something that small may have made their day. I'll tell you a story, and I swear to God, I'm gonna try everything I have in me to not kind of start crying, because this hits home. It's very, very personal, and I there's only one other person that ever knew about this story. Um, when I moved out of my house, I was fighting with my family, and I wasn't talking to my family. I didn't talk to them at all. No contact whatsoever for like 2.5 years. And that was the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. And I'm not going to go into detail about that because that will definitely start the waterworks for me. But my first year out, not talking to my family, I living in my own place. I didn't even have Gus, my dog, just me. I was super, super lonely. No women in my life, nothing. Just me, the knife forums, talking about knives. It's when I started on YouTube, so making some YouTube videos or whatever. But just lonely as shit. And it was Thanksgiving. I don't even remember what year it was. I know it's the first year I moved out. Thanksgiving Day, friends invited me over, probably out of pity. Hey, oh man, shit, Jeff's alone. It sucks. And you guys know I'm a nice guy. That's a pretty sad story, me sitting home alone. So I had Thanksgiving dinner with them, but it really was kind of it wasn't really a big deal. I ended up going home. I had a shitload of leftovers they gave me. I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking, I was really, really depressed. I didn't have my family. This is my first holiday without my family. And it's eating me up inside. Just, oh man, I'm so focused on it. So I ended up taking a ride. I went and got gas. I had my Honda Accord back then. And I went to go get gas. And at the gas station, I saw this guy. And I live in a rural area, obviously. You guys see all the woods everywhere. We don't have poverty or homeless, ness around us. At least it's not very prevalent. There's a guy who always hangs out at this gas station I went to, and I know he's homeless. I've seen him a couple of years on and off. He would be there for maybe a 2-3 week span. Then I wouldn't see him for a couple of months. Then all of a sudden he'd pop back. Sometimes I see him at the store in the front. And he'd always be in the front of a building, kind of just standing there, looking homeless. Just totally torn clothes. I've only seen him in one outfit my entire life. He had suspenders. All 4 of the suspenders were broken, torn, tethered, stained. He had carabiner clips for all the suspenders. Great time to cough, middle of the video. Anyway, he was clearly homeless. His nails were, 4 inches long. I mean, he smelled very badly. He kind of looked like Santa Claus. Just a really, really sad sight. And that's not something I always deal with. I don't deal with seeing, homeless people. My whole life, I've never really lived in an area where there was just homelessness all around me. So every time I saw this guy, I felt horrible. I always felt horrible. Sometimes I gave him change. Sometimes I didn't have anything on me. I didn't give anything, but I always feel bad. Every time I saw him, I really appreciated what I had. And it made me think. Like every time I actually caught a glimpse of him, it kind of ruined my day. Because all day I was thinking like, what the hell's wrong with me? Why do I complain about this or that? Or, I don't have it bad. And kind of put life into perspective seeing stuff like that. Some people are blind to it because you grow up and you see it all the time, so it's no big deal. But to someone who doesn't see homeless people walking around all the time, it's a shock every time you do. Especially people live out in the country or wherever, and they take a trip to a city, and they're like, oh my God, that guy's homeless, or oh my God, that lady's sleeping in the road, or whatever. It's like, it's a culture shock to them because they're not used to it. Long story short, I'm going to get gas. I see him there, and I thought I should bring this guy some food. It's Thanksgiving. What the hell? So I went home. I got my gas. I went home. I got some of the leftovers, made a nice big platter, and I brought it to him. And I came up to him, and I was kind of nervous. I don't know, he's going to fucking attack me, or I don't know what was going to happen. He seemed a little crazy. He was definitely off a little bit. And I gave him the plate of food. I said, hey, how you doing? And he's like, ugh. Because I kind of startled him. He wasn't really looking in my direction. I kind of popped out of nowhere. And I gave him a plate of food. I said, hey, happy Thanksgiving. I wanted to bring you some food. And in that split moment, I was kind of wondering if he was going to be angry. And like, what do you think? I'm homeless? Like, maybe he wasn't homeless. Maybe he's just some friggin' dirty guy. But no, fortunately, he looked at me, and he reached out, and he shook my hand. And he said, thank you. That's it. And he kind of muffled it. He's like, thank you, quietly. I'm like, oh, yeah, no problem. Happy Thanksgiving. Walked to my car. And I drove home. And when I walked in my door, I fucking cried like a baby for like an hour straight. It was so emotionally overwhelming because I didn't have my family. I didn't have anyone. And did you ever do something really nice and you kind of get, I don't know why, it just hits you in a weird way and you get really emotional was like I was on my period or something. I was like, it was too much. It was way too. There's way too many emotions bottled up, and that's my problem. Is my entire life I always bottled up my emotions. I get angry, I get quiet. I'm not the guy that just screams at everyone. I get pissed off, I swallow it. Hey, I don't like this, I swallow it, and then it's like the ticking time bomb deal. And then one day I feel like I'm gonna explode. Well, like all my emotions were kind of bottled up, and I had a lot of stuff going on at the time, and not having my family, being the holidays, doing something like that was nice. That to a lot of people was like it's a nice thing. It's not really that big of a deal. I didn't buy the guy a car, get him a house. I didn't make friends with him. I just brought him some food, but that meant so much to me, so much to me. It's ridiculous. And every single Thanksgiving, I think about that guy. I haven't seen that guy in the last year. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he passed away. I don't know if he's down in Florida with a bunch of money. I don't know what the hell happened to him. But I will never forget him. I will never forget what he looked like. I will never forget that moment. It was a moment of awe for me. It really meant so much to me in my life. And something else I'll talk about real quickly is the title that I have, the Kentucky Colonelship. There's a couple people on YouTube who have it. It means a lot to me. I know people joke around. Hey, what the fuck is that? That's stupid. I get it all the time, and I don't take any offense to it because it's not for everyone. Not everyone understands it. All it means, the only reason I even have that, the only reason I even use it, I use it on YouTube. I don't use it outside of YouTube because it is misunderstood. People don't know what a Kentucky Colonel is, so they automatically assume it's military related. I don't want to in any way even slightly come across as someone trying to pretend he's in the military. I'm not, never was, never will be. That's not my thing. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be portrayed as something I'm not. So I don't use it outside of YouTube. I use it for YouTube because it was something that happened through YouTube, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of that. As stupid as people think it is, and a lot of people think it's stupid, the whole purpose behind it is to be a better person. That's all it is. That people are like, what does that mean? What's that colonel mean? Are you in the military? No. That means that I'm proud to give back. I'm proud to help other people when I can. That's all it means. It's philanthropy. It's, being a charitable person, whether it's time or money or whatever effort you can possibly put forth to help other people when you can. Sometimes you can't help other people and you feel bad about it, but that's life. It's reality. You have to help yourself before you can help anyone else. But that means something to me. As silly as it sounds, it means something to me. And since the day that I learned all about, being a Kentucky Colonel and I got my commission and I got my little thing hung on the wall. I mean, I felt proud of myself. As stupid and silly as it is to some people, it changed me a little bit. It really did. And it made me feel like I have an obligation to be a better person. And I'll be honest with you guys, since the day I got that in the mail, and I hung it on my wall, and I was very proud of it. It kind of makes me second guess selfish decisions I'm about to make. When you're about to be selfish or you're about to be bad, you're about to do something that's wrong, and it's wrong, but you're a good person, and you're kind of pondering like, how bad is this? Am I being a real dickhead right now? Am I about to do something that's super douchey, or is this okay? Not everyone's perfect. You kind of start like contemplating how bad your decision you're about to make is going to be, and what your consequences are. All that kind of stuff. But it really helps outweigh any kind of bad decisions. Not major bad decisions, but stupid little things. And since that moment, I've bettered myself. I can truly say that has actually made me a better person. And I do try to think and consider other people's feelings and opinions on things. I've become more open-minded and more friendly. And I was always a friendly guy already, but I'm a little bit more considerate since then. So it means something to me. So, doing charitable things and sending money, whether it's, $20, $5, it doesn't matter what it is. It's the thought that counts, always. It's someone on the other end really appreciating you doing it. But whether you pick up someone's check at the register or the grocery store because they're struggling, you see someone whip out, and I can't, I can't elaborate too much on this without people giving me all kinds of examples when it's not appropriate. What I was going to say is someone takes out an EBT card for welfare and they're paying, and was going to suggest, hey, maybe you buy their meal. People are going to start giving me flack on that. Well, hey, they're abusing this. Not everyone is doing that. Not everyone is on welfare and loves it and smiles. You see these videos, these women, oh yeah, I'm on welfare and I'm going to take all your money and I'm going to do this and do that. It's not like that for everyone. All right, that's what you see. That's the negative publicity that people on welfare get. But I guarantee you, there's some good people who deserve a chance, who deserve to get out of that system. And it's unfortunate; it's very hard to get out of welfare or any system besides that. Welfare obviously is a very commonly known, thing that people can relate to, maybe. But any kind of program, any kind of struggling people are going through with life, everyone needs a little help every now and again. And not everyone has loved ones around them that can do that for them. Some people take it for granted. How many people out there watching this video, if you lose your job right now, what would happen? Ask yourself that question. If you have a job, if you're older, obviously there's some kids watching stuff. You don't have to worry about that yet in life. But all the people are out there employed. Maybe you have your own kids. Maybe you have a wife. Maybe you're a woman watching. You have a husband. What do? You lose your job tomorrow. What's your plan? A lot of people will be pretty shit out of luck. Some people will be okay. Some people will be okay because they have family that loves them, that will take them in, that will give them food, that will give them shelter. Not everyone has that. And, that I think about stuff like that all the time. I think about what if, this happens, or what if that happens. And those are little things that kind of make you appreciate life a little bit more, and appreciate what you do have. And I can honestly say I've been very materialistic as a child. My parents didn't have shit, but they gave me anything I wanted. They spoiled the fuck out of me because they loved me. Whether it was right or wrong, they worked themselves to the bone and bled, for me to make my life as good as it can be. And I was a spoiled kid. We didn't have much, but if I wanted something, my mom and dad, they would make it happen. Maybe not right away, but they made me happy always, and it never disappointed me. And especially now with Christmas time coming and everything, I think about all this shit all the time. I feel so bad for so many people out there, and some people don't know. Some people don't know they have it bad because they've always had it bad. And some people don't know they have it good because they've always had it good. And unless you really experience both sides of that coin, it's hard to appreciate or miss what you have or don't have. And, I don't know. I'm losing it. I'm losing it on YouTube video. This time of year, I love Christmas so much. And what's sad is that I'm so obsessed with Christmas because, and this is the God's honest truth, because it's a time of the year that people are almost forced to be a little bit happier and a little bit nicer to each other. It shouldn't be that way. And there's so much goddamn stress with, you got to get this toy for this kid. My fucking niece, I love my niece. I saw some pictures of her, Kaylin. Beautiful girl, so smart. I can't wait till she gets older and we can hang out and do some stuff. But she's such a smart little girl, and she asked for a what the hell was it? Doc McStuffins, a Doc McStuffins mobile cart, something like that, right? So I looked it up. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get it for her for Christmas. I'm gonna surprise her. I talked to my sister, talked to my parents, like, no, it's sold out everywhere. It's normally like $50. And it's sold out everywhere, except Amazon and eBay, where people are selling it for $150. Because the douchebags out there bought 10 of them. People don't even have kids. They bought 10 of them, and now they're selling them for 3 times as much money to make money. This happens every year with toys. Whatever the popular toy is, they sell out, and then people cash in. Here, Here, you want to get your kid that? They're going to cry on Christmas. You don't get it for them. Here it is, 10 times the price it used to be. Because I bought them all, now you got to buy it from me. Fucking douchebags. Something as simple as that. You know, I like to make her happy. I love to see her, you know, her face, you know, so, ooh, Santa brought it, stuff like that. I just can't find the damn thing anywhere. It's out of stock. That's just one example of people taking something that's good, like getting a nice toy for your kid for Christmas or a family member, and just completely throwing it out the window, just being douchebags, greedy, money makers. Why? Why does that happen? You know, but at the same time, I'm pissed because I can't get a $50 toy for my niece for Christmas to make her happy. But at the same time, you know, now I'm starting to think about, you know, the little kids that don't have a parent, don't have a mom for Christmas, don't have a dad for Christmas. They just passed away. Maybe they never knew them. Maybe they don't know what it's like to have a mom for Christmas. Maybe that kid was never even told that there is a Santa. You know, maybe this, maybe that. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass now. I'm starting to say, I knew when I started doing this video that I would just branch off into a spider web of all different kinds of topics and stuff, and my mind's going like a mile a minute, so I'm like really getting off subject. I'm both depressed by thinking about some of this shit, as well as angry, so I'm getting flustered, and I can't collect my thoughts all that great. But anyway, you guys, excuse me, you guys get the point. Yeah. I don't know. I sometimes I feel bad. I feel really bad that I'm upset that I don't have something, or you know, I can't do certain things in life. I'm upset at myself because I'm upset because there's people who you know will never have half of what I have, and I'll never have half of what other people have, and those people never have half of what the other people have. You know, so as bad as it gets, it always gets worse, and as good as it gets, it can always be better. I shouldn't feel bad about wanting more in life, but you know, I'm a simple person. I've said this a million times. I just want to pay my bills, you know, have some heat in the house in the wintertime, and you know, drive a reliable car. You know, it's not all that complicated. But you know, I do believe that the good people and you work hard, you'll get what you want in life, the necessities, and you'll be comfortable. The simple answer is work harder. You know, it seems like a simple answer because it is. Putting it, you know, into effect is a different story. Everyone, you know, wishes they could just work a little bit harder and make a little extra money. But in reality, you could. If you really want something bad enough, you can make it happen. Anything. But anyway. Somehow I turned this video into a depressing video. So I meant to be depressing. Anyway, good Lord, 33 minutes, are you kidding me? All right, I will end it here. Obviously, you guys picked up on the gist of this. I'd love to do a collective charity thing, but I don't want to catch the flack for it. I don't want to be responsible for making wrong decisions with your guys' donation money. I don't want to be accused of something I'm not going to do. So I would highly recommend that you guys, whether it's money or time, do a little something to help your area out. Do a little something to help your neighbor, your loved ones, your friends. You know, something as simple as opening a door for someone, maybe picking up a check for someone who looks like they can need some help. You know, do something for a soldier. You see a guy walking into a store, you know, full camo with his name tag and everything, you know, buy him a beer. It's at the bar. Buy him a sandwich if it's at a deli. Do something nice. Offer to do something for our soldiers. Offer to do something for an old person. Offer to do something for a mom with a bunch of kids. Looks like she's struggling. Or a dad with a bunch of kids. Looks like he's struggling. Offer. Can't hurt. Worst thing that can happen is they say no thank you. Or they can tell you to go fuck yourself. I guess that's worse than no thank you. That's a possibility. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, that about wraps this one up. I'm just I'm kind of thinking about people who have it pretty damn tough in this world, and I don't know, it's depressing me a little bit, to be honest with you. I just, if we don't help each other out collectively as a society, to just get stuff going, governments and all around the world, things are falling apart. But you know what? Maybe that's just how it seems. It always seems like things are falling apart, but we're still kicking, aren't we? Maybe it's just a weird deception that the world's ending every year. It's like the worst year ever. But I don't know. I really don't know. All I can say is you do it one day at a time and plan for a future and just be the best person you can be. Be kind, be nice, give people a chance, and give people the benefit of the doubt too. That's helpful. And that's it. If people prove themselves to be douchebags, then treat them like douchebags. If they, show that they're good people, then give them some respect and some love. Is that it? So that's all. I am going to. I'll take a little walk around the block, and kind of cool off. I don't know why I'm so like emotional and hyped up over this. Start thinking about all kinds of different things, and it's crazy. But anyway, and some people are like, oh, Jeff, you drinking, man? You drinking this video? Nope. Nope. I haven't had a beer in 2 weeks now. That's why I posted my old pre-recorded beer review. Because it's another thing. People completely unrelated to this, but people are concerned about me, and I appreciate that. Hey, seems like you're drinking a lot of beer, these beer times and stuff, or not beer times, but beer reviews. Beer times. I'm thinking about beer time with Ted now. Um, beer reviews. Drinking a lot, putting on the weight, all that kind of stuff. Thank you for the concern, but I'm good. I don't drink every day. I drink maybe once a week, and it's because I enjoy beer as a hobby. I don't drink to get drunk. I'm completely sober right now. I'm just extra emotional because I was thinking back to a couple times in my recent past, and it's pretty depressing. That's why I'm kind of emotional. But yeah, no, I'm completely sober though. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome, awesome day. I truly mean that. People think that's bullshit. It's just, the guy says that. That guy says that. End of video. That's what he says. It's his thing. No, I say it because I mean it. And I'll continue saying it because I continue to mean it. I do appreciate your time. Time is very valuable. You could be watching anything on the internet, and if you choose to watch one of my videos, that means a lot to me. It really, really does. So thank you for that. And I wish you and your family and your friends a wonderful evening. And I will see you soon with a more normal video, like a knife review or a gear review or some juice reviews. Got lots more juice sitting around here. So anyway, with that, I will recommend that you give a big hug and kiss to the closest person that you love dearly, and take the next 2 minutes of your life to think about how good you have it, and not worry about all the stuff that you need or the stuff that you want, but just appreciate what you have, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the next few minutes to just kind of look around at all the stuff that I have and all the people that I have and the animals that I have, and really, really appreciate it, because that's all it's for. What the hell else are we walking around this planet for, right? We're supposed to be appreciating what we have, not wanting more and more and more. So that's all. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care.